On the line right now is Brandon Lang. Brandon, of course, is at brandonlang.com, and he makes the picks, predictions as we get into, hey, we're in the home stretch now. NFL home stretch. Certainly feels that way as a Buffalo Bills fan. Good morning, Brandon Lang.
The go-home stretch.
You know,
we're in the go-home stretch.
I'm down here in Florida. You're up there. Is Rex gone? Is that what you're hearing?
Are you hearing that there's been some development?
No, I'm just my sources tell me there's talk, but they don't know if they can pull the trigger.
Well, that's been all in the news since Sunday night, really, after the game on Sunday.
But Brandon, what do they do if they beat Cleveland? They can't. I mean, I know they would beat Cleveland, but are they then able to say, even though the win happened?
No, I'm afraid of this Cleveland game. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm afraid of this game. There's a lot of pressure. Who knows, though? They could let Taylor loose, and they could have an awesome performance. I'm afraid of this game, though.
Let me tell you something. If I wouldn't be afraid of Cleveland.
Okay.
I think you're going to be okay.
Okay, you think?
Listen, if he loses to Cleveland,
it's all
he may not get another coaching job in the NFL. The whole Rob Ryan, Rex Ryan team, they can't. I say this very emphatically. They can't lose to Cleveland. I'm sorry. As much as they're tanking, they're a 10-point home favorite. This will be a game that they win. If they lose to Cleveland, I will go on national TV with two transsexuals on the Jerry Springer show. How's that? So I'm very confident. Now, if the game gets close in the fourth quarter, I'll have to get online and start looking. But I don't think we got a problem here.
The latest on Rex Ryan is he still has his job. And yesterday, Richie Incognito came out and was fiery yesterday, saying, I want to fight for Bills coach Rex Ryan. I'm going to fight for Rex Ryan. So there are players that are coming out in defense, and there was also a very heated exchange between Rex Ryan yesterday. If you can find it on the web, it's really worth watching, between Rex Ryan and the media yesterday over his job. But it looks like right now, going into this weekend, Rex Ryan is the head coach.
Well, understand this. There's no disputing the fact. This goes back to with the Jets. His players love him. They absolutely love him. And that's never, ever, you've never had a player come out and say they don't like Rex Ryan. Like you had Niner players come out and say Harbaugh rubbed us the wrong way.
Yeah.
You'll never get anyone to say they don't love Rex Ryan. But with that being said, he struggles as a football coach to get his team to perform at the highest level. He is living off the back-to-back AFC Championship games with the Jets, and he has parlayed that into contract after contract. Jets finally got tired of it, and he stayed in the division because he wanted to go to Buffalo and show the Jets you made a mistake. Well, the Jets are sitting there going, well, we may have made a mistake with Bulls, but we didn't make a mistake with you.
Yeah.
And it's a laughable matter across the board. But the facts are the facts. He just can't get – and listen, I thought signing Tyrod Taylor to that contract was wrong. I didn't think he's an elite quarterback. Here's Kirk Cousins fighting for a contract, and here's Buffalo giving Tyrod Taylor the contract.
Yeah.
So he's probably stuck with a quarterback he doesn't like, but we'll see. But it doesn't look good for Sexy Rexy.
L.A., quickly, we'll run through a few games, and a listener wants Pittsburgh-Cincinnati game. Let's start with that one. Pittsburgh at Cincy on Sunday at 1 o'clock.
You know, Bell can come out and say, I don't think anybody wants to play us right now. It's very easy for people to get excited about Pittsburgh right now because they came in there and they beat Buffalo. But people tend to forget Pittsburgh-Buffalo game aside. They played at Indy without Andrew Luck. They played Cleveland, okay, but they lost at the Ravens. They lost at Philadelphia. They lost at Miami. I think they could be in trouble here. Believe it or not, big game against the Ravens next week. A little look ahead here. I'm going to take Cincinnati plus the 3. They looked good last week,
right.
Pounding the Browns. I like Cincinnati.
Tonight, LA at Seattle. There's also a Saturday night game this week. Miami playing at the Jets. Either one of those worth jumping on?
You know, Matt Moore making a road start out of the box for Tannehill. I wouldn't touch that Miami. Jets have cost me so much money this year. That's probably the last time you're ever going to get me to mention that team with that last name the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I've said on your show, I'm done with Gary Coleman, a.k.a. Todd Bowles. I'm done. I'm completely done with him. Todd Bridges is offensive coordinator. Dana Plato's head cheerleader. Done. Rams Seattle under 38.5. I just don't think L.A. is going to be able to score with the embarrassment of the Seattle defense coming back home. Jeff Fisher, disarray offense looks like a middle school, according to Todd Gurley, under 38.5.
Michael says, what you talking about, Brandon? Detroit at Giants.
I tell you what, I think the Giants, minus the points. Matthew Stafford banged up. Big win by the Lions last week, coming back at home. Big road win at the Saints, but I think that's a value number. The Giants, I know, historically, home favorite, not good, but I like the way the Giants match up. Detroit's due to lay an egg.
Yeah.
I think this is the lay the egg day.
Because the Giants laid an egg last week, and somehow we still won. I don't quite know how that was, but a great defensive performance. What is the line at right now?
4. And I wouldn't necessarily say that the Giants laid an egg. There were some plays there that Eli didn't make, but certain games take on certain tones. And early on a game, the weather, it was going to be a defensive battle. And offensive coordinators, understand this. When a game is taking on a defensive battle, neither offensive coordinator wants to make a mistake. So your play calling kind of goes according to the way the game is going. If it's a shootout, we got to open it up, we'll open it up. So both teams knew the defenses were dominating. So you adjust. You're not going to be the first one to make a mistake. And that's why the game looked the way it did. But you watch. If there's some holes there, that game could get high scoring in a hurry. The NFL's weird. Offensive coordinators dictate high scoring, low scoring based on how the defenses are playing.
All right, listen, if you're going to do any of the extracurricular stuff, put anything on a game, you might want to go, I think you do want to go to BrandonLang.com before you do anything. Check it out.
Absolutely.
All right, Brandon.
Snide last week. Yep, got on a big winning streak right now, so always good to take advantage of the one-day free all-access pass, especially this weekend when I get hot, and Christmas holidays coming up. I know you need a little extra Christmas money.
A lot of football going on this weekend. Every day you get a chance to a little bit of action. So, all right.
Saturday. Bowl games start. I think it's 17 straight days of football.
Nice. It's bowl game time. You're right. It's it is that time. We're up here near Syracuse, so we don't even pay attention to that.
Yeah, we're college basketball already, Brandon.
That's right. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, Brandon.
I love that 2-3 matchup zone, boys. If I was a shooter, I'd love to go against it.
BrandonLang.com is the website. Thanks, man. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, guys.
All right, quick break.